In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you something extremely important, and that is how to lead a successful first date. Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Sebastian here at Leading Man Attraction. It's been a bit of a break for me. I've been doing a lot of boot camps recently, which is why there hasn't been as much content as there is usually on this channel. I do apologize about that to my regular viewers, and to my new viewers, welcome to the channel. This is where I teach guys all over the world how to lead successful dating lives with the women that they find attractive. Without further ado, let's go right into the step-by-step guide of what you should be doing on your first dates. The most important thing on a date is to have a lot of fun. You don't want to be going in too nervous to your dates. It is very important to know exactly where you're going to go and what you're going to do. What I normally recommend for guys who are going on dates is to have 2 venues prepared, and then a 3rd venue or a 4th venue if something goes badly, if there are unforeseen circumstances that mean that you have to leave your venue early. If you're living in a small town and there is, no venues at all, that's how it is when you're dating in a small town. You may have one really cool venue. If that's all you have, then, work with that and follow the steps in this guide. However, 2 to 3 venues is advantageous because then you are making the date an event and you're making the date more fun. You have decided your venues, you have decided where you're going to meet the girl, you've texted her, everything is going smoothly, she hasn't flaked, but it's very, very important to break the physical barrier on your date straight away. That means that when you see the girl and you say hi and you pay her a quick compliment on the way that she looks and the way that she's dressed, you also give her a hug. That is the simplest way of actually breaking that physical barrier that is between you guys at the beginning of the date, and you should be doing this. As long as the vibe is right, you can see that she is smiling, that she takes your compliment very well, then you go in for a quick hug, a couple of seconds, and then you say, okay, let's go. If you're meeting at the venue, you want to simply open the door for the girl, lead her in, okay? Put your hand on her back and lead her in. And that's a very simple way of establishing physical contact straight away. Let's face it, you want to have sex with this girl at one point. Maybe it's not going to happen at the end of this date, but you want it to happen at some point. And if you're not touching, then how do you expect to have sex with her? I mean, it's not going to go from 0 to 100 straight away. You're not in a club where you see her, she sees you, and you're instantly making out. This is a date. This has to follow a progressive improvement from the beginning of the date to the end of the date or the second date. If you don't do that, then obviously you're not gonna have sex with the girl because you've not escalated enough. Maybe you were too friendly, maybe you were too boring, and the date is too platonic. That is what physical touch is enabling you to avoid. So at what points can you actually touch the girl? Well, you shouldn't be touching her without there being a reason for the touch at the beginning of the date. For example, you make the girl laugh and she is, laughing hysterically with maybe an observation and assumption about the girl based on what she tells you before, and now she's giggling and you put your hand on her shoulder and you say she has an adorable laugh. This will also help the girl relax, so do not shy away from a little bit of physical escalation and a little bit of touch. Always calibrate. Do not attempt to touch the girl if she's not laughing, she's on her phone, there is no chemistry at all, because that can make her feel uneasy. Your job is to make the date fun, and if you're not making the date fun, then it's going to be very platonic, it's going to be very boring, and touch is just going to feel awkward if you attempt it. What do you actually talk about? Because that is the question that a lot of guys have. You can talk about travel, you can talk about music, you can talk about food, you can talk about your passions and your hobbies. Of course, you also want to ask the girl these questions as well so that she shares in the conversation and it's not just you talking. What you talk about isn't exactly rocket science, okay? It's like having a regular conversation. However, you do have those silences, you do have teases, you have observations and assumptions. You do not let the date simply be very platonic as if you were talking to a woman that you are not sexually attracted in. You don't want to just let the girl answer a question and then you ask her another question, followed by another question, followed by one more fucking question, and then it's like an interview, okay? You want to add your own thoughts, you want to make assumptions and teases about the girl, and then even make fun of her, create stories in which you both exist based on the topics of conversation that you guys are talking about, because that's what makes the date more fun. Another way of making the date really fun is to play games. So things like truth or dare, or never have I ever, or 20 questions. That's how you make the date a little bit more fun, a little bit more exciting. After establishing good rapport, meaning that the girl is invested in your conversations, she is compliant with what you are saying and doing and what you are suggesting to do next, now you want to bounce to the second venue. During the second venue, you continue the good vibe that you've established with the girl, and now you want to rile up the escalation. By rile up, I do not mean instantly kissing the girl, touching her in a lower thigh and things like that. You don't have to do any of those things. You can make the date really fun with slight escalations, especially if you're very inexperienced on your dates and you haven't had any coaching at all and you just don't know what you're doing. Stick to the escalations that I was telling you about just now, because if you try other things, then you might blow it, you might do it too soon, or you might do it too often. And if you do that, then obviously the date is going to end really badly. You're going to waste your time and you're going to mess up every single thing that you did really well beforehand. After getting the girl to open up to you, feel comfortable with you, and she's having a really good time, you want to throw in silences, you want to throw in prolonged eye contact, you want to sit close to the girl, you don't want to be very far from her, and you can even do things like reading the girl's palm for her future and making a fun little story about her. And when you do that, of course, physical escalation exists and you can hold very strong eye contact. When it comes to time on a date, it's not exactly a specific, okay, stay here for an hour and then bounce, or okay, stay here for half an hour and then bounce. It's all about how the date feels. The key here is to not jump the gun and attempt to take the girl home before you've achieved investment, there's sexual tension, and there is a lot of physical contact and physical touch, which then allows you to seed the pull and take the girl home. Because if you do try to take the girl home after 45 minutes to an hour, but there is none of those things, you're not going to be able to do that, because you haven't passed those stages, and she's just going to be thinking, okay, he just wants sex. And that is why you must have a lot of fun and be present in the moment with the girl. So you've been to venue 1, you've been to venue 2, you've established all of those things that I've been talking about before. You're both having a lot of fun, and now it is time to take the girl home. You can feel that she is open to that because she is very close to you. She maybe even kissed you, and now it is time to take the girl home, seal the deal. Now, this isn't always going to happen. At certain moments, you might feel that it is better to actually call it a night, text the girl a little bit later on, schedule a second date where sex is more likely to happen. This comes through experience. You will only know this when you do go out on dates, and you will see how the girl is responding to you, and whether you seeding the pull is working. So this is how you actually attempt to seed the pull successfully without just simply saying, hey, let's go to my hotel and have sex. Because if you say that, I can tell you, in 99% of cases, if you attempt to do it like this, it is simply not going to happen. You don't say, what should we do next? Because if you do that, you're not leading, you're putting the pressure on the girl. The date should be seamlessly moving from the second venue into you seeding the pull, as in suggesting what to do next, and then you lead, okay? You may have to pass some objections, like the girl saying, oh my God, but I have to get up early in the morning. All you simply have to do is say, look, we're going to have a drink or two, and then I'm going to have to kick you out, grab you an Uber, because I have to get up early in the morning. Now, of course, you say this in a playful way so that she laughs, she giggles, and then you must lead, okay? Of course, if you can see that she is on, okay? If she is not on, have another drink at a third venue, then you can try again, or call it a night and then take the girl home, or get her an Uber, right? Wait for the Uber to arrive, give her a quick kiss, and then you can schedule a second date. Sex on the first date doesn't always happen, okay? Realize that, accept it. I don't think just because you didn't have sex with a girl on your first date, it's a bad date, because that is fucking bullshit. It's not true. All of the things that you're supposed to do, you've done, and she really likes you, then there is no reason for the girl not to go home with you. It's got to be seamless. It's got to be a very seamless transition, and you've got to lead it, okay? You're the guy, you're the leader. The girl is not going to make this really easy for you, because if she would, then she will think, oh my God, I don't want this guy to think that I'm easy. Now, most guys fail here because they're indecisive on the close. They're indecisive when they see the pole. They're indecisive when the girl throws objections at them, and they fold. There is a difference between folding, meaning that you do not lead when you should be, and also over pressing when you shouldn't be. However, if you perform all of those things like I told you to perform them, you are giving yourself a very good chance of bringing the girl home, having a very fun date and a fulfilling date for both of you, not just yourself, also for the girl, because you're gonna make it an event, right? You're not just there to have sex and get laid, you're actually there to have a lot of fun and get to know the person you're on a date with, so be present in that moment with her. That's it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions about first dates, then leave them in the comments below and I'll respond. Also, don't hesitate to email me at leadingmanattraction@gmail.com if you want to get some specific coaching and get a PDF document of everything that I've discussed in this video and more, with more examples of what to say, where to go, and how to lead the date in more details. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to do me a massive favor, you've enjoyed the video, then leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can check out more future videos with more tips. That's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.